The following program is brought to you with limited commercial interruption.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome to the show that we're doing right now.
What the hell are we doing on this show?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's go. What is this?
Giggity, 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 giggity.
Who else but
The Q.
It's showtime! Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Gentlemen, welcome to the QNow. My name is Mark Bland.
And I am Jason Kull.
And welcome to the show. That was loud.
I came in fire.
You came in fire. You came in hot.
I was a little distorted.
You are. It's just because I have the music loud.
I came in death metal.
You came in death metal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are only on for an hour today.
Yeah.
The Blues have a playoff hockey game after we are off the air, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. Trump is pleading with Putin, Jason, about Ukraine, and now it's getting weird, dude.
He literally said, "Stop it."
Yeah, it's getting weird, man.
It is getting weird.
Welcome to the Q Now, here from the Gateway Fiber Studios of KYRO, News Radio, KYRO.com. That's our website where you can find us every week, Thursday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But tonight, an hour. That's all you guys get from the Mark and Jason tonight. Yeah, take it. Take that. Put that in your cup and smoke it.
Right.
Put that in your pipe and cup and smoke it. Pipe and smoke it.
I'm like a 19-year-old dad.
Like a 19-year-old
Bring
dad.
him over.
Bring him over here.
Bring him over for an hour.
Like, okay, you know what that reminds me of more than anything?
Brett.
You know what that reminds me of more than anything is when I was growing up, my dad was an auto mechanic.
Yeah.
So he would ask me to come out to the garage to help him.
Yes.
Hold a flashlight. Mm-hmm. Hold this. You hand me those things when I ask you for them.
Yes.
All those deals. But, of course, Dad would eventually get anxious.
Yeah.
And have an issue with a little whatever wasn't going well.
Yeah. And he was just
and then he would get angry and he would just slap at you or say, "Get out of here! You're messing with everything.
Take another room. Go fix something.
Go to your room or something. Like, get out of here!" And you get yelled at.
Then you go punch your brother.
Right.
Bam. For no
exactly.
reason.
And you would wonder, like, you'd go to Mom and you'd be like, "Dad just yelled at me to go inside," and then your mom would be like, "What?" She'd go out and ask your husband, and then he'd just go, yeah, I was mad about this bolt and it wasn't going on smooth and I just got it. Like, and that's how the conversation. But you go to your room after you punched your brother and you're just sitting there all sulking on the bed like, dude, my dad hates me, man.
You know what though? That was parenting in the 80s.
I'm gonna punch him in the face when I get old enough. I know I'm gonna do that.
That was parenting in the 80s. You didn't do what they wanted. They yelled at you, "Get away," and you got away.
You got away. You went away.
You made up a game and went and played it.
Well, it's official, Jason.
Yeah.
We may finally know why Donald Trump has shown such affection for Vladimir Putin, and the answer, according to a new report, is as brazen and as self-serving as you thought.
Yes.
A bombshell from the Moscow Times alleges that plans are underway for a long-dreamed Trump Tower in Moscow.
Oh, yeah.
With Donald Trump personally involved in the project, this revelation comes as peace talks stall between Russia and the Ukraine, and it sheds light on why Trump may be siding so heavily with Russia in this situation.
Right.
Reports suggest that during negotiations, U.S. officials proposed Ukraine give up Crimea and other occupied territories to Russia, a deal flatly rejected by President Zelensky. Adding fuel to the fire, the U.S. reportedly offered no guarantees like NATO membership to the Ukraine, raising eyebrows about where American priorities truly lie under Trump's influence. Meanwhile, the Trump properties, including Trump Tower in New York, are becoming flashpoints for anti-Trump protests. One such protest turned chaotic this morning when a climate activist disrupted the site, leading to a standoff with police, Jason. That happened.
Yes.
As critics accuse Trump of putting personal gain above national interest, calls are growing louder for congressional Democrats to act, whether through legal measures or even moves to dismantle the Trump organization. At the heart of all of this is one unsettling truth. Trump may be willing to sell out Ukraine and perhaps the U.S. credibility for a skyscraper in Moscow, Jay.
Even before he was president, reportedly the deal was Putin was going to get the entire, whatever the top floor would be. If it was a 50-story, he would got the 50th entire floor was going to be a penthouse just for Vladimir Putin. for accepting this deal, like allowing it to go through. But then it never went through for whatever reason, and then he ran for president.
Don, nobody gives an SHIT about your real estate properties or your real estate background. Literally, none of us ever go to any Trump resorts. None of us ever go to Mar-a-Lago because we're not blonde chicks looking for somebody to like our posts on Instagram.
I don't have the boobs.
We don't care about any of your properties. We don't care how much money you think you're going to make off of this or that. We care about potholes in the street when our cars drive over them and whether we're going to have to destroy another tire. We care about whether we're going to have elections in 2028. We care about
shot during one.
We care about whether people are getting their houses rebuilt and fires are getting quelched and floods are getting fixed and all of that is getting fixed.
Yeah.
Basically,
used to be covered
we care
is not
about
covered.
everything that you don't care about.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's a problem. And by the way, Trump put out a Truth Social post begging Putin to stop the war in Ukraine. But Putin doesn't care.
Oh, God, no.
Ukraine doesn't listen to a liar like Trump anymore. And without having any input, Trump is out here looking foolish and losing everything around him. That's why he is flashing out on Truth Social. He's making stupid posts.
Yeah.
He's saying the things that he's saying. It's because he knows I've already pissed off Zelensky in Ukraine. We're not giving them any more money. We say we don't want to help them in their war anymore. We don't have their back. They've literally decided to start talking to only NATO countries. They're not talking to the U.S. anymore. They don't care. Okay? So that's one side of it. That was the side that you had control on because you were funding and helping them. Now you don't have that side. Okay. They're in a life or death battle with Vladimir Putin. Life or death. So like when I'm worried about my numbers for diabetes, others are worried about freaking money. While you're in the middle of worrying about like real estate and stupid stuff like that, Bob over there is getting shot at and murdered.
Yeah.
And he's losing his life and his family all at the same time.
Yeah, a bomb blew up.
These are different levels of things to worry about. You need to focus on Bob and the people being shot if you want to have any involvement in this. Because, let me explain, as Mark Bland, simply, I said nobody cares about your real estate stuff. Great. But Putin doesn't answer to you. He has proven over and over on state TV since you've become president. He thinks it's funny the way the U.S. is crashing. He thinks it's funny the way you're flailing around and losing left and right. And he's just going to let you keep destroying that which he wanted to destroy in the first place. So now I have no reason to talk to you at all. They're not going to want you to help them anymore because you're a liar and an a-hole. I don't want you to deal with me at all because you're already doing the work I need you to do. And over here across the pond where I live is where I live. If I travel over here, I go to a beach in the French Riviera. I don't go to Florida. Okay, I don't leave here and go to Disneyland in the U.S. I go to Disneyland in China. I go to Disneyland in England. I go to those other places in France. I go to those Disney Worlds and stuff.
Coming over here.
I don't need to come over here. You have overvalued the worth of your country and your patriotism, and you had liberals for 4 straight years saying you weren't a good patriot and you were going to ruin the country. Jason, how many times you come on this show and say Trump wasn't a good patriot and he was going to ruin the country?
Just about every time. Just letting people know. Yep. You know what? Like right now, the United States, we're that mean girl on like Saved by the Bell, and we've been mean to one too many people, and then everyone turned on us, and no one will talk to us at school, and we're so upset. And at the end, we find out why. Oh, because you were a giant jerk, and no one likes you because no one likes to hang out with this jerk all day, and that's what's happened.
Now, Donald Trump, you're worried about all this other stuff in all these other places. I've got Pam Bondi and a bunch of losers that nobody cares about doing a bunch of stuff here in the United States. And you might be like, how dare you say that about her? Well, at the same point, I'm literally watching as she's trying to like take down old people and be mean to other, like just rant. Like every day is a new press conference where we're just going to attack a bunch of people.
We're going to start tracking autistic people too.
Yeah, we're going to start tracking autistic people
we're
and stuff
do
like
that. And that's cool.
Like, but I don't understand.
That's super normal. Why wouldn't we do that? That makes perfect sense.
Well, I just don't understand. Like, you're right, Jason. We're going to start.
People don't want their guns tracked, but actual humans are like, well, Trump, you know, it's for.
Oh, Trump's taking your guns.
It's for America.
You fools think he ain't.
You guys get it? You guys don't understand economics, you liberals. I don't think you guys know what you're talking about. This is so stupid.
He thinks he knows what he's doing, Jay. He thinks he has it under control.
He's like, you guys don't understand tariffs. Everyone understands tariffs. He doesn't.
So basically, there is no value right now with Ukraine. It doesn't matter if you put a Truth Social out. It doesn't matter what you say to those people. Nobody wants to do any business with you. So now your little Russian Moscow Trump Tower is a problem. And now your relationship with Putin is a problem. And now your relationship with other parts of the world is a problem. And it doesn't seem like anybody in North Korea is calling you to come do some of that beachfront property like you did the first term.
You know,
I don't have anybody coming for you, dude. Like, I don't have any value on your stuff. I don't. So if I don't have any value on your stuff, like, what value do you serve as a representative for the United States of America? And that goes back to what this story said originally. People are wondering why certain Democrats aren't going to stand up. Me and Jason are a very unique breed of Democrat and moderate and liberals. We are not your typical. And we are not hardcore. Like, Jason is a, like we said, Democrat liberal. Like, that's who he is. Like, he's a Kennedy Democrat.
Yeah.
He's that type of so he's just a staunch centrist liberal. I am a centrist. I pull from the Republican side and the liberal side. And I don't have a problem because I like to shoot my guns and tip my cows. Just like you do. I also, as a real, by the way, for all of you fake religious people out there, I'm a real religious person. So, like, when I see upside down crosses on where the Vatican people are using for a burial of a pope.
Yeah.
Okay? We just lost a pope, if you weren't paying attention.
The last pope.
Now,
according to Lewis.
If I've got that going on, Jason, do you see what I'm saying? Like, we've got people that think that this upside down cross they saw in this dress that the people in the Vatican have, that means Satanism. That means satanic worshiping.
Of course it does.
That means that everything with the Pope in the Vatican.
I told you.
Now, if I might be so bold.
Yes.
Hey, Jason, do you know where the story of the devil comes from?
The Bible?
Choose a book. Name the book. What's the name of the book?
The Quran.
Okay, Jay, that's incorrect.
Oh,
the name of the book is called the King James Bible.
Oh, that one.
The Bible.
Darn it.
Okay, the same Bible
I've heard of that one.
Your religions are based off of.
That's true.
It's also the same Bible that gives us the stories of St. Peter being buried the way he was.
Yep.
And the cross is upside down because he never felt that he would be equal to Jesus, who died on the cross right side up. So this was his way to show martyrdom as he moved on to the next world. That's what they were trying to say about the Benedicts. The Pope Benedicts.
He was just riding.
Or is this Pope Francis? Pope Francis. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Pope Francis.
They just didn't like him because he didn't hate gays. That's the only reason they don't like him.
Well, they don't like everybody who does
There's no other reason.
Hey, Jason, every other week I still get onto my social media, and in my feed almost every single day is a story about Leah Thompson, a trans swimmer. And I'm like,
oh, man.
That story is, once again, hold on, Jay. That story is from 2020. That's from years ago. That is over and done, but you guys just can't stop. You saw your daughter's friend color her hair yellow, and so now you think that she's some weirdo, and it's like, nope. These kids today, it's just like a Hypercolor T-shirt in 1987, right? Do you remember Hypercolor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, everybody had them, right?
Sweaty.
Right. Everybody had them, right?
That's gross if you think about it.
Everybody had them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, yeah.
Well, that's what blue hair, yellow hair, pink hair, green hair, all that is today. The difference is back in 1983 when it was a pink-haired girl, they were a punk rocker and they were a part of a certain culture. In 2025, that's your 12-year-old daughter's best friend. And by the way, you're best friends with their parents. They all go to church with you, and none of them are gay or weird, but you say horrible things about them behind the scenes.
You know, you think about there's so many people who have like willingly gotten fired from their jobs over this trans swimmer. Think about that. They were so angry that this person participated in women's sports and won that, you know what, I'm going to go online and attack everyone and lose my job.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That is,
all right,
that is wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on the show. When we come back, more with myself and Jason. We'll be back right after this. 1280 AM KYRO. Welcome back to the QNow. Mark Falan and Jason Kull hanging out with you guys on this Thursday night. Talking a little bit about Donald Trump. He's not a happy camper right now, boys.
Oh, he's always mad.
Because he did stupid things, and now those people don't want to talk to him.
You know,
and that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. The problem with Trump is everything he does is public, Jason.
That's true.
It's not private conversations behind the scenes that others don't hear or know about, and like those are conversations between him and people. Mm-hmm. These are always public press conferences where I'm just going to yell and talk about things and just say stupid things. Oh, the lowest grocery prices in American history right now, 2025, guys. The lowest ever.
Like, what do those people think? The diehard megas. When they go to, do they not believe themselves? Like when they go into the stores and they're like, that's more than what it was.
Jay, why are you asking this question? Because we've been doing this show for 8 years. We are getting ready to start for Occupy Democrats.
That's true.
There is nothing for you to figure out how to work. You know that they're just stupid people who are unwilling to accept the reality of their life.
There you go. Willing to accept. Why? Why are they willing to accept?
No, they're not willing to accept. See, that's their problem.
No, they're willing to accept the bad things. They just take it and just swallow it, and it never happened.
Sure. Okay, Jay.
You know
but we keep complaining about that.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
No.
Let's move on because we can just keep saying that over and over. That's a dead horse, okay?
Maybe that's the point.
In a scene straight out of political satire, Jason, chaos erupted in the West Wing last week as Elon Musk and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent nearly came to blows.
Isn't Bessent like 100 years old?
In front of former President Donald Trump and the in front of President Donald Trump and visiting Italian Prime Minister
Oh.
The argument, sparked by a dispute over who would lead the IRS, devolved into a profanity-laced shouting match just steps from the Oval Office. Sources say... Jason, let me get through the story. Sources say Musk's choice, Gary Shapley, was blindsided by Trump's sudden reversal in favor of Bessent's deputy, Michael Folkender. What followed was a heated verbal battle with Musk accused of overpromising and under-delivering, and Bessent branded a Soros agent. Aides had to physically separate the two as Trump stood by in silence. Okay. I'm not done with the story yet, okay? But I have something to say, Jason.
Yeah.
I've got a story here where the idea of a Soros agent came up in conversation. It led to fisticuffs in the White House in front of Donald Trump and a prime minister from Italy.
In their reality right now, the smartest / richest man in the world was going to get in a fight with our Treasury Secretary.
And their claim was...
And he called him a name.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me reiterate this. Their argument wasn't about what was happening in the United States government and what they were supposed to be doing with the situation. No. That devolved into, you were for George Soros.
Right?
They are so mentally wrapped on this 99,000-year-old man who literally eats applesauce and cannot wipe himself. They are so hooked on this man and what is going on in his very old life that they can't get past it for conversations about your government working properly, and they do it in front of prime ministers and other people from other countries to embarrass us. This is the richest man in the world who, by the way, had to take a leave of absence to go back to Tesla, where he lost 71% of the value of the company.
That's why he's so mad right there, what you just said.
That is why he's so mad.
That's the anger. It has nothing to do with anyone and who he wants to do.
You're George Soros, Jason.
Right?
You shut your George Soros mouth up.
He's just mad, and he is taking it out on everyone because his world is crumbling.
I'm going to call Kash Patel. He's going to say mean things to you on this speakerphone. Hold on.
Tesla is mortally wounded. It's just going to take 6 to 8 years to die.
This comes amid broader dysfunction in Trump's inner circle, Jason.
Yes.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth,
My dude.
already under fire for
This guy, man.
installing. Can you give me a Jay? We're never going to get to do the show
guy,
properly so
he's
people
so
can hear the
terrible.
stories if you're always just talking over them. Already under fire for installing a makeup studio at the Pentagon on the taxpayer's dime, now ranks as the least liked cabinet member since Donald Rumsfeld.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Trump's support among young men has collapsed, with a majority disapproving of his economic leadership. So let me get this right. Okay, so 19-year-old alpha douche with his Andrew Tate YouTube videos on immediate play, okay, went to the voting booth because he thought Elon Musk, the tech bro with the stupid cyber trucks, and Donald Trump because he talked a big game. He thought they were The Rock and John Cena, and that they were going to go cash business in when they got to the White House. No. What you guys got was a bunch of whiny little bitch. That's right. I said it. Whiny little biatches. Because that's what they're doing. They're yelling at each other about George Soros when they're supposed to be working on projects for the United States. Yeah. They're angry about their car companies. By the way, when you work for the United States government, you're not supposed to work for any other companies at all. You're not supposed to have any involvement in them.
A whole bunch
especially at your level, Elon. You're definitely not supposed to have. In fact, this is one of the biggest problems that we have with the Republicans from the first term and the Democrats since that first term of Trump. You guys watched as he went out of his way to use the White House to his advantage, to sell things, to do things that are like the Logan Act stuff that's illegal, that you're not supposed to be doing.
He's enriching himself every day. They act
all of these moves, Smoot Hawley stuff, all of it. Every time we run up something, okay? You guys, this is not supposed to be happening. Your country's supposed to be the way it was when Joe Biden handed it off to him. Your Dow is supposed to be up at like 44,000 right now. And by the way, had Donald Trump continued on the Dow and just left everything the way it was, he'd be sitting with the highest Dow of any president ever. Instead, he came in, he did what your 19-year-old alpha male Andrew Tate ideals told him to do. It failed. The country is ruined. Your moms and dads, by the way, you all live at home with your mommy and daddy. You're 19 years old. You love Andrew Tate. But every time you get online, you bitch about how millennials had it easy. You're the new generation that can't afford a house, can't afford an apartment, can't find a job that pays well, can't do anything because all the boomers and everybody before you ruined it for you. So why would you choose a boomer and another boomer to fix the problems that they ruined for you in the first place? Do you see now? It's not just Donald Trump's a dumb moron. You're a 19-year-old Republican in Winfield, Missouri, and you're a dumb moron too. And there you go. Now you're all on the same page together. And you might not like that here. You might not like that here at KYRO. And I'm sorry. But guess what? I get called a lot of names by people at this station to my face when I'm not even on the air. Yeah, I said that live on the air too. For real. This is a conversation. This is a show. So, yeah, there are people like this everywhere, and they're doing it in all kinds of situations. And it's not just Elon saying George Soros to some guy at the White House. It's being done everywhere because you're all not good people. Now your economy's not good. Basically, you've just ruined our country, and nobody cares about your dumb podcast show in another room. Nobody cares about your dumb things you say at your gun shops or anywhere else on this planet. Nobody cares because we don't have lunch with you. We don't call you for information. We don't ask your opinion. We don't even go get ideas from you for our stuff because you're so good at what you do. We need to learn. No. Liberals are just nailing it better in politics when it comes to the business of running this country. That's it. That's all you guys need to know. I don't hate Trump supporters. I don't hate conservatives. I don't hate Donald Trump. I don't hate Elon Musk. I don't hate anyone because I am a man of religion. I don't have hate like that. Sure, you piss me off and you go out of your way to do things and I find out about it and you did it, like to try to ruin something. Yeah, I'll come at you. But if I ain't doing nothing to you and you ain't doing nothing to me, everybody's just left alone, Jay.
Yeah.
That's just the way the world really works. So just do your thing. I'll do my thing. Liberals will do their things. Republicans will do their things. And by the way, I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to tell you on April 24th, 2025 on KYRO News Radio, KYRO.com.
Yes, right here.
I'm going to tell you right now to your face, Jason.
Okay.
Help them pay attention.
All right, pay attention.
That's right. We don't need your input any further. That's it. There is no more needed input from the Republican side until you guys bring something to the table that helps our country. Oh, well, you must just love MS-13 members. No, that's not what we said. What we said was, if you bring something to the table yourselves, let's discuss.
Hey, of course.
You talking about Abrego Garcia or any of that MS-13 stuff, or Leah Thompson and trans swimmers, or George Soros, or anything that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, it doesn't matter to us because we're focused on winning. Getting to the top. You're focused on sitting in a room by yourself in the middle of nowhere and nobody paying attention. And the rest of us in the liberal world and everywhere else on this country are moving on without the Trump supporters and their needs because it doesn't matter what they need.
You know, you're talking about the 19 to 24-year-old, the bros.
Sure.
Think about
the bros.
If you're Pete Hesketh, those guys dislike you more than an 80-year-old cantankerous old man in Rumsfeld. That's how, like, there's
you asked a question
just
earlier.
Sacred, and defending our troops should not be given to this man.
You asked a question earlier.
Yes.
Why is it this way? Why do they believe in everything? Why?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand.
But you know what? I want to throw something out there.
Okay.
I think that they just don't understand how life works.
Yeah,
they don't understand that because, Jason, how many times have we come on this show?
Yes.
And we have said there are people within the Republican Party currently that are politicians that are good at what they do, that will work across the aisle and work with people to get this country running the way it is. They wouldn't have done all this tariff weird stuff and all this crazy stuff. Elon would still have 71% more value of his Tesla stock right now as we speak. And all they had to do was stop talking about George Soros, stop worrying about if they can reload a Glock 9 fast enough, and start focusing on why politicians are elected. You see, you guys come and talk on the radio like we do. Everybody does. There are people that do this. But just because you talk on the radio doesn't mean that you are politically minded, and it doesn't mean that you have good information or knowledge that you are imparting to people. You might just be a fool who keeps talking to other fools and leading them down that George Soros path.
Well, that's the thing. Everything's a conspiracy with them. They can never just be wrong or ever just fail. It's always a conspiracy. It's always stolen. It's always rigged.
Say that. No. Stay on that. Stay on that. In regards to Pete Hegseth. Everything that he keeps putting out there is it's a conspiracy against me. You got videos of me drinking live on camera.
People are against me. It's my ex-wife.
That's it. There
Okay,
it is.
but because how?
Because you got caught.
She still filmed you.
Right.
It's still you.
It's because
still you intoxicated. That's like his first instinct.
It's because he got caught, Jay.
Well, that's like his first instinct with this new signal gate is that it was.
It was unimportant because it was stupid stuff that I'd already declassified.
And he was like, it was just a disgruntled ex-employee and some leaker. Not that it wasn't true. Like he never said like I didn't put my wife in this.
And that's the other thing we all pay attention to here on the other side of the aisle.
And it's like
is you guys and when you lie, and when you say things are not true, and when we have proof. So like when Donald Trump says. Cheapest gas prices, cheapest eggs prices.
That's just not
and then
true.
we literally can go and look it up on Google. We could go ask Grok if prices of eggs and groceries right now are. Dude, pull up your phone.
Ask her.
Go to Grok. Put it on speakerphone. It's on Twitter.
No, I'm saying
it's their AI.
Is it a guy?
It's an AI, dude. It's an AI. Come on, keep up with me here. You got to work with me on this.
Be rude
Musk is a problem, and it seems he just can't handle being a team player, honestly. Trump is stuck because he accepted all that campaign money. That's why he's got Musk there. That's why these things are going on. Did you pull it up?
Yeah, but I
You don't know how to use it?
No,
You've never used it.
I apparently didn't have it set up for speech recognition.
Oh, speech recognition?
Yeah.
Or we just need it on
Just voice.
speakerphone so that we can hear.
Here we go. Are eggs cheaper than they were a year ago?
Okay.
She's listening.
She's listening.
Now she's done.
She's done. What did she say? What did Grok say? I love this. This is riveting radio, Jay.
Grok didn't do anything.
Grok did nothing?
I'm going to type it. I'm going analog to
Wait.
prove to
Are you
kids.
saying that you didn't hit enter or you don't know how to speak?
No, it just kept listening.
You just talked live on the air to the Grok like you don't know how.
It just spun and said
Okay,
Grok
well,
was
we wasted
listening.
everybody's time with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Grok wasted
you can
your time.
ask anything, and it will tell you the information you're looking for. Right now, if we want to find out what the backup first baseman for the Chicago Cubs right now, what his statistics are currently, we could literally go to AI, we could go to Google, we could go to anything, we could call the team directly. We could ask for that information, and they'll tell us, oh, he's only had 5 at-bats, and he struck out 3 of those 5 times.
So Grok went through the evidence. I'm not going to bore people with the evidence.
Sure, yeah, get to the
Grok
conclusion.
says, given this evidence, eggs are not cheaper in April 2025 compared to April 2024. On average, retail prices for a dozen grade A eggs have increased from $3.37 to around $6.23. So
there you go, ladies and
Trump
gentlemen.
is lying. Eggs are not cheaper.
No.
They are almost double than what
Jason,
they were a year ago.
I got to teach you how to get better at this. I'm going to teach you how to get better at this right now. Let me show you. Elon Musk just told you from his own shut up, Jay, from his own computer program that eggs are more expensive under Donald Trump today, and after the last 3 months of one phone call, the minute I get elected, it'll all get fixed because I can do that, than when Joe Biden was president a year ago, before the debates, before Kamala Harris, before everything, and you thought it was the worst time in your entire lives. You're stupid. The worst time in your entire lives is right now. You have the worst economy as an adult that you've ever had since the great crash of 2008.
Shakiest leadership at the
Shakiest
Defense
leadership
Department.
since 9/11, because we just didn't know what was
Total
going on with
chaos.
9/11. It
Total
wasn't
chaos.
Bush, it was 9/11. And the worst everything. Why do you sit there and beat your chest like you're important? Because you want a race. You see, this is the problem. You want a race on November 5th. So now you're looking
now it's time
Usain,
to govern.
Now you're looking Usain Bolt in the face going, oh, I've got the world record. No. You want a race. A race. You didn't even set the world record. You want a race in November of 2024. You didn't win everything. Like, you didn't win because you're not winning right now. Right now, hashtag losing. LOSING. Losing, not winning. Remember, it was Charlie Sheen and winning and Donald Trump and winning.
Not a lot of winning going on at the moment.
It's no winning. It's losing.
Especially if you have a lot of money in the market.
You guys just lost me. I do love InXS. They are fantastic.
I absolutely love them.
They're fantastic.
I love them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the QNow. That guy over there, what's your name?
Jason Kull. That's it.
And I'm Mark Bland.
I had to think about that for a minute.
And that guy singing, that's Michael Hutchins.
Yeah. R.I.P., my friend.
That Kick album is one of my favorites.
Fantastic.
Of the 80s. It's one of my favorite albums of all time.
I loved it.
So good.
All my friends were hardcore metal, but I snuck stuff like this in my rotation.
Now, Jason, you know me, and you love to get into a little pop culture here and there.
Of course.
Every once in a while, right?
It's fun.
But try not to gag at these gross behind-the-scenes facts from TV shows and movies. Are you ready?
All right.
Now, actors have to do nasty things sometimes, Jay.
Sounds gross.
They really do. BuzzFeed put together a list of some gross behind-the-scenes facts from movies and TV shows. Ugh. So let me throw a few of these at you, and let's see what you think.
All right.
Okay? Let's see let's see first off how much we understand or know about the topic they're talking about, and then let's see what we think about the story that they throw at us. Okay, number one, Nicole Kidman peed on Zac Efron for real in the jellyfish scene in The Paperboy.
What?
So In
Why?
Paperboy, Zac Efron, an actor
Yeah.
who's made millions of dollars over his career,
Sure.
is get a chance to be in a movie with
Get
Nicole Kidman, of all people, one of the
Like
greatest
how-
actresses of our time.
I've
And
never seen this movie, so
that's fine. And then in the movie, I guess there's a scene or something where she has to pee on him
would
for
he
a jellyfish.
Would he see her then? Like,
Yeah, he'd be literally below her as she squatted over and peed on
yeah,
him.
like was she? I wonder, like she would have something like in front of her so they could film it, but he.
I don't know. I don't know how that.
See her.
No, maybe she just
Her?
did it naturally.
Oh my god.
Maybe she just did it naturally. Maybe she had
What?
like a dress
How do
on
you
or something and she just did it naturally. I have no idea.
How do you forget that?
You don't
That's
forget that. It's just
traumatizing.
one of those things that nobody talks about.
Like, just sitting at home, like start getting the chills.
Nicolas Cage, number 2. Nicolas Cage ate a live cockroach
Oh.
for the vampire's kiss. Now, that doesn't seem so far-fetched.
Oh, whatever.
This seems like the kind of stuff
It seems like
that-
crap people do.
that they would do as an actor. Like, you got the really big cockroaches that people
look at
eat
me.
over in other places, and then you go, oh, I did it too. Just like Fear
It's
Factor,
so gross.
right? Like a
I
Fear
don't care.
Factor.
You could think I'm a nerd.
By the
I
way,
don't care.
that is some Fear Factor stuff.
That totally is.
When you, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Spike
Oh, yeah.
TV is living it up. Fear Factor reruns
Loved it.
over and over.
Loved it. I watched
Fear
it when it was
Factor.
on NBC.
Would you have done it?
No.
Could you have done it? Could you have done it?
No. Maybe like some of the stuff.
What
I'm not
would-
putting bugs all over me.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's what I was
eating-
gonna ask you.
I'm not
What
eating
would-
monkey crap and
What would
calf
have been
brains.
the big
What's wrong with you?
thing for you?
All of that crap or anything with water. I hate water. I like pools. I don't like water. Like
Wait, what?
Water that I can't control.
You like pools,
I like water I can control.
right?
Like I
Like a Donald
control-
Trump. You want a country you can
Yeah,
control.
I want my fist right around that water. No,
Right.
I like a pool where what's in there I want in there fisted.
Fire sign.
Sign, American flag.
American flag. That's right, Mike.
That's my new motto.
That's
man.
right, Mike Walsh.
That's how I wrap everything up. But I just don't like bodies of water. Lakes.
I got you.
Large ponds.
What if I take you out on a pontoon boat and then we just hang out and smoke a doobie?
Well, then maybe I'll be a
What
little
if that
chill.
happened? I'm not saying that would happen
The
or will.
danger would still be there. I just wouldn't care as much.
Now, I'm not a big fan of going on like deep sea diving places.
Oh,
like,
God,
take me
no.
out to the middle of the.
Oh,
listen,
I would.
if you
I
take
would
me out to the
shake
middle of
and
the
then pass
ocean,
out.
and it's not a huge ship, like a massive like city on the water, like a Carnival cruise line.
No, I
you just
could
put me on like a
probably-
fishing boat.
I just sit in the
But
middle.
you put me. No, listen. You put me 10 miles off the coast on a fishing boat out in the middle over a 1,000-foot trench below me, and then you're like, well, we're going to fish here. I'd be like, wait, all that is protecting me from going 1,000 feet straight down to a shark's mouth is just
iron rail.
this iron rail and this deck on this boat, and that's assuming it stays floating out here as the waves crash everywhere. Great.
Right, yeah.
Great.
I would be so worthless. I would be panic-stricken in a room, vibrating.
For sure.
Just they would probably, if they had like a medic on deck, it
Now,
would shoot me up with something.
This is a good one. I like this. Number 3. Will Ferrell had to film the spaghetti scene in Elf. We know where he puts the syrup on and all that.
Yeah.
He had to film it twice. He threw up during the first take.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So he had to do it again.
That's
so
so
think about
gross.
that. And that's the worst, right?
so
Think about this. You guys have all been there, right?
Oh,
as an older adult, you get that drink. You haven't had it before.
Yeah.
And you get a shot of it.
Oh.
And you get it up to your lips. Hold on, Jay. You gotta stop, man. You're killing it.
Oh,
You gotta
kicking my
get it up to
bag.
the lips, and the minute you get it up to the lips, it makes you kind of gag reflex. You realize, okay, that flavor is not going to be it. Now imagine you throw up, and then I hand it right back to you and go, you got to drink this all the way. Like, you would look at me like I'm crazy, and that's
you
what
just
this
hammer
dude
it.
did. Now, he makes $20 million a movie,
Now
so
then I'm doing it.
it might be worth it for him to
Pay me
deal with
$20
that for a
million.
couple hours. You know what I'm saying? A tummy ache for a couple hours for $20 million?
Yeah,
All right.
You pay me $20 million. I'm doing Fear Factor.
For sure. Number 4, Halle Berry didn't shower or take a bath for 2 weeks to get into character for Jungle Fever.
Gross.
Why would not taking a bath?
Why would her character smell? I haven't.
But
seen
why
Jungle
would
Fever.
getting stinky and not
so gross.
showering help your character
Oh,
for
your
a movie
character
like Jungle Fever?
supposed to make me throw up? Is that what your character's supposed to do? Because thanks a lot. Be like, oh, hey, everyone, don't go smell Halle Berry. She's in jungle mode.
Yeah, really. Now,
Like whatever
number
that
5,
is.
this is up my alley. In Night of the Living Dead, I'm a horror guy.
Yeah, that's good
The
stuff.
human remains the zombies had to eat were made of ham and sheep organs covered in chocolate syrup. The zombies were played by crew members, investors, friends, and bystanders. So you get invited by your friend to be in a movie, which, by the way, becomes a legendary movie. So everyone will see this a gajillion times over the next 70 years. Now, when you come to me, you go, I'm going to want you to eat this ham mixed with sheep organs.
Why can't it just be
with
ham?
Hershey syrup all over it. And by the way, try to ignore the sheep organs part.
can't
Like,
it just
try
be
to
ham?
the pancreas of the sheep. Just try to ignore that. Just it's sitting there. Just
Eat around the ham.
no. What is
eat
that?
Around the
Oh, that's
sheep
a kidney.
organs.
That's a kidney.
Don't
eat the
that.
kidney.
Eat that ham. Oh, by the way, it's gonna be dark in here.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Number 6. When Gunnar. Now, I understood that there would be some horror ones in here because
Yeah,
obviously horror movies have a lot of gross things
Have
that
to
happen.
have something happen, yeah.
When Gunnar Hansen played Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
okay.
Jay,
Yeah.
he wasn't allowed to wash his costume.
Oh,
he wore it
God.
for 12 hours a day in
Oh.
over 100-degree weather.
Oh, why? Why making what?
Most movies
Making
take
deranged?
30 to 40 days to film.
Oh.
So if I have to be in a suit for 12 hours a day, unwashed, every day for 30 days, that is a horror. And by the way, that's a movie made by a guy trying to get his first movie out there. I have no money. We have no idea if this is going to go off and become a popular movie. And I want you to do this for 30 days in a row. Don't wash that. Come on, man. You guys are kind of ridiculous.
That's disgusting.
Honestly, that's my opinion on that one.
I don't even know what the benefit of that is.
During the family dinner scene at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, another great moment,
right?
the table was set with real rotting animal corpses.
Oh, I've heard that.
They filmed it for 26 straight hours in over 100-degree heat again because everything was filmed in Texas.
Lucky they all don't have some
Or Southern California,
airborne
wherever it was. I can't remember where it was.
disease.
Number 8. Danny DeVito ate raw bluefish in Batman Returns.
That's disgusting.
Mixed with mouthwash and spirulina, which is algae. That's what gave him that, like, blackish,
the
ugly,
black was bleh, like
disgusting way. It was all at the end. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. Yeah. Oh yeah. Danny DeVito too. Like by the time he does Batman Returns,
he gets into stuff.
By the time he does Batman Returns, it's 1992, 93. Like he's been around for at least 25 years in acting. He's a multi-millionaire by now. He's definitely very well known. I guess that was a choice by him to like jump in on that. Like, because I can't see why a person at that level would be like, no, I'll do that for you because I'll just do whatever people tell me. Like, I don't see Danny DeVito like that.
Whatever. I got you.
Now, he's funny. He's entertaining and Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
He's fantastic.
Man.
Frank is a great character.
I think Frank Reynolds went pretty deep in our...
Frank Reynolds did go deep.
In our character, best favorite character of all
I do.
time.
By the way, somebody asked me the other day, they said, what is the funniest episode of Always Sunny? And we got into an argument, but I know exactly which one it is. I know exactly, because the minute I say it, every person who's a Always Sunny fan goes, oh, yeah. That, like, I've got things I'm thinking of right now, but once I hear that one, I go, yep, that's the one.
If you can combine it.
What do you got?
If you can combine it and make
it's just one episode, dude. No, just one episode, dude.
But the Christmas episode, but it's 2 episodes.
Everybody
together.
says
it's
Dayman.
an hour episode, but it's 2 episodes.
Everybody says Dayman Nightman.
Yeah,
everybody does that. That's great.
A good one.
That's great, but that's not the best one.
What is it?
Sweet D dates A.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
he's just a rapper.
Do you have any of the Tard? What? No. But no, that's hilarious because he's just a rapper who has a speech impediment. But the way it sets up for the whole show is hilarious. Every single conversation is hilarious. Go watch Sweet D Dates A. And retarded person is the name of it. I guess it's redacted now. They redact that.
Yeah.
And I understand Occupy Democrats. I understand everybody out there. If I say a word like retarded, it's obvious. I'm attacking everyone. And no, that is a word that exists. We know what it's used for. True. We're not saying it to be mean to anyone or derogatory towards anyone. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you were born at a time period in history where that word already existed. You couldn't stop it, and now you have to be stuck with it. Too bad.
It's demeaning.
Sorry. No, I'm not saying it's not demeaning.
No,
I'm saying we can keep George Sorosing every situation
that they do
until it becomes.
That's all.
But the liberals do it too with words like that. Oh, you can't say this or feel like that. And it's like, why can't you? Why can't you have open discussions about things that are important and just get to an understanding of why things are the way they are? You see, if Donald Trump had a real conversation with Putin, he would look him in the face and go, I don't like you, Don. I don't care what's going on. And if Donald Trump really heard the things that are said to him from smarter people like myself, he'd go, oh, I don't think that I should be doing this. Maybe I'm making mistakes.
There's just no reason.
But you can't get that out of them. All right, last one. Christian Bale ate real maggots in Rescue Dawn.
Oh.
Real maggots. Now, I kind of draw the line at maggots.
Right?
I'm not going to jump on the maggot thing. Could you have done a Fear Factor? You said no.
No, I mean, if you're talking
snakes.
Like, no, I mean snakes don't bother me. But
what
I'm not gonna get a big
but what if they're
cage with
what
them?
if they're ones that like to bite? Not saying they're venomous, just like to bite.
No.
And they're going to put you in with ones that like to bite.
No, because they've got dirty mouths, little snake mouths.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to hit you with those fangs.
Chew on dead rodents.
No, those fangs are going to hit your legs. Like, those fangs, they just won't be deadly. But those fangs are going to hurt.
Yeah,
stuff like that doesn't. That's not fun.
Sharp teeth, even if they're not venomous.
Yeah, guys, things like that are not fun for people. We're not happy to get like treated like that. And by the way, if you went on Fear Factor back in the day, you probably got like a $500 check.
Yeah, I
paid $500 to do something stupid.
If you won, you probably got it.
You know what? If we can get that show going big enough, we should get Rogan on and talk to him about some
Ask him. I like to see behind the scenes stuff that he can't talk about.
Rainn Wilson would eat something. I'm not a huge Rogan fan by any means. Neither is Jay. But at the same point, like.
But I'd
like to talk to him. I'd ask him those questions.
Importance of TV shows.
Rainn Wilson would eat something smelly like tuna sandwiches before he had to film kissing scenes with Angela Kinsey for The Office. Okay, now that last one, although disgusting, sounds like you're just being mean. Why would you eat tuna sandwiches?
Where they don't like it's either they don't like each other or they're really good friends and they goof. Well, I can't remember which one. We'd have to look that up.
Now, the way she plays the character of Angela, I could totally see why people would not like her behind the scenes. At the same point,
very raw.
If we're working together as professionals and I have to kiss you for our job.
Yeah.
And you're going to eat a tuna fish sandwich. Right? And you do it one time. Cool. I might laugh and find it really funny. Go, okay, you got it. That was good. That was good. If you do it for 8 straight years over all those seasons, every show, oh my God. And by the way, we had whole episodes where our relationship was the focus. So we had to kiss and not kiss. Like, it was nuts. That's crazy, Jay.
Constantly noshing down on tuna.
Yeah, constantly noshing down on tuna.
That's disgusting.
And our exit. Yeah, getting ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when.
I got you.
But yeah, you keep it over there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our list there from BuzzFeed of horrible things that happened behind the scenes. I don't know how you couldn't gag with most of those things, but right now we're kind of gagging with the United States of America and the way Donald Trump is handling all of this stuff. It's no fun, and man, that's kind of wild, ladies and gentlemen. But Jay?
Yes.
I think it's time for us to get out of here on the show, dude.
I think it's time. I think you might be right.
I want to sit here and say to everybody out there that thank you so much for listening to the QNow every single week. Thank you for checking us out here at newsradiokyro.com. Thank you for checking out Gateway Fiber, the Gateway Fiber Studios.
Very nice.
Thank you to John Shepard. Thank you to everybody who has been a part of our journey so far. We really appreciate the opportunities, and we think that we're going to try to go and make a lot of you proud out there. And that's our focus right now. We want to just get out there and make everybody proud. Anything you want to say, Jay, before we get out of here?
That, and to follow what we said, to make them proud.
To make them proud.
Make them proud.
You're going to make them proud.
I am going to make them proud.
I think we're just gonna, I think Jason's going to have to finally wake up at some point.
80s style montage. I'm going to make them proud. Boom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for us. We will see you guys next time on the show. Blues Hockey's right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You rather see me in the pen than me and Lorenzo rolling